address the Will Smith portion of it in videos, but I wanted to go live to speak on this, the Jada Pinkett side of it. And I will be taking phone calls after I am through with my particular talk. But shout out to everybody that's here, man. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. Shout out to the moderators and the channel members. Yo, I want to hear y'all take on it. It's been a while since I took phone calls, right? We're gonna get into this. Salute to everyone. Let's see who's here. Let's see who's here early. KMC, G Mom, what's up? Joe 30, Sabat, Mark, Red Raven, Dion, Sydney, Larry, Eric, Curtis, Sheldon, Davo, Vern 85, Jamal, Hello Kitty, Brian, Gerald, Shane, Darrell, Larry, Black Rain, Dion, Orlando, Luke Cage, Loving Holmes, Snake Eyes, Malik, Not Important, Andrew, Jarrell, Man Cole, all right, Israel, Angela C, DS, Arthur, Renee, Edna, Trevine, Matthew. Make sure y'all again get the likes up. Beautiful Mystery, what's up? Duo, Alex, Calluses, Vegito. We're going to get into the Jada Pinkett side of things and why I don't think she has any remorse whatsoever. You know, this is Will Smith being the type of man she's always wanted. And that's a guy that's an aggressive guy. You know, I think Will Smith needs to get a few tattoos. Wear a bandana. He'll almost be there. You got to get Thug Life tattooed on his stomach, and he'll be to that point to where he's fully the man that she wants him to be. But I want to speak on something, man. I want to segue into something I spoke about in one of my recent videos about women in relationships, particularly married women, right? I've noticed that there are women who are married who have a lot of leeway in their marriage, right? I just want to know this. Do you think that a woman prefers to marry a man that gives her leeway, or a man that's going to be a little bit more, nah, I don't want you having male friends. I don't want you talking to these guys late at night on YouTube? Because for some reason, there's so many married females, they got all this time on their hands and they can text and call dudes anytime they want. And it ain't no problem. What's good, Severe? What's up, Paris? She looks like a bald-headed demon. Bald-headed liar, too. But I don't know what it is, man. I just think that, women of today will only stay married to a man that just will let them do whatever they want. That's what it looks like to me. Jada Pinkett wants a man who's going to allow her to do whatever she wants to do. And the sad thing is that, when you're a man who wants to have a family, when you are a man that wants to have everything together, your wife will use that against you because she knows that you want that, but she wants her freedom, quote unquote, to do whatever it is she wants to do, to have her entanglements. These married women want to have entanglements. They want to be able to do what they want to do. And, this might be an example. Randomly today, I was on a channel called Sinetta TV. And he was interviewing a woman that speaks to a guy by the name of Nature Boy. Now, she's married. Now, if y'all don't know who he is, y'all can go look him up. And apparently, she communicates with this guy. And I kind of thought about it. I'm like, if he's all these, this guy, this Nature Boy guy, if he's all these bad things, why do you communicate with him? How did your husband allow you to text and talk to this guy? Listen, man, it goes into like my talking points in regards to married women. I think a lot of married women today have way too much freedom and they love it. They love it. Shout out to JB the jeweler. So it's like one of them zombies in the movie I Am Legend. Like the female zombie. So, I mean, you got married women nowadays, man. They want the freedom to do whatever. And their husbands, for whatever reason, is like, okay, as long as you don't leave me, now, I know times are different. But come on, man. Some of these women out here with couple of side dudes, right? Couple of side, virtually cheating like a mother. But hey, if that's your situation, it is what it is. That is your situation. But I'm just like, it just seemed like marriages seem to work when the woman is in control. Because the man ain't going to divorce her, right? The man ain't going to divorce. I did a video about Anthony Anderson. Anthony Anderson's wife left him and they were broken up for 2 years. But then they got back together as soon as his show took off. Soon as the show took off, Shout out to Andrew. By defending his woman, Will has lost his manhood. My bad has been gone, shaking my head. Well, yeah. When he did that red table talk, he looked crazy. It's good, Raina says, are you going to open up the phone lines? So this one. Yeah, I'm taking phone calls tonight. What's good, Daisy? I'm gonna see what y'all have to say. But in this situation, Will, y'all know I did my videos on Will Smith. If you're not getting notified, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you are not getting notified, it's probably because you have not clicked that notification bell. And also, you have to actually watch the video on the channel too. That's how you get notifications. You click the notification bell. You watch every live stream I do on this channel. Or most of them. Because a lot of times people, if they don't get notified, they just won't come back. It's like, or they'll come back maybe 2 weeks later, like, I'm not getting notifications. It's because you're not watching the content on the channel. You're leaving and you're not coming back. You're not even checking in. You need to click notification bell, go, and then come back and watch the content on the channel. That's how notifications work. They work based off of not only clicking the notification bell and subscribing, but you have to watch the videos regularly. Okay? Because if you don't, they're going to keep those notifications away from you as much as possible. So you actually have to look at the content. You can't just wait for you to magically get a notification. That's, then you're not going to get one. Unless you see that I posted and then you're like, oh shit, this is from 3 weeks ago. But anyway, let's get into this. Y'all know I did the videos about Will Smith and this situation. It does not make him look strong. It does not make him look like he has, wiped away any type of bad energy that has been created due to his marriage, right? That she has put out there. I think that Jada Pinkett Smith loves this. I think Jada Pinkett Smith got to bring Will Smith down a notch. And I want y'all to understand that this is what this has been about for the last couple of years. Jada Pinkett Smith did not like the fact that Will Smith had this great reputation. He was well liked, and she was just his wife. And I think, unfortunately, Will Smith has tried to bring himself down to her level to take the shine off of him, which is incredibly sad. But that's where we're at with this right here.
The reason why these husbands let their wives have male friends is because they want female friends and are not gonna give that up. People don't want the rules to go both ways.
Appreciate that, Saliva. That's because, for the most part, married women are not going to allow their husbands to have female friends. But, like I said, women want control in their relationship. So, of course, they can have male friends, But you can't have no female friends. That's just how it is, man. That's how it is. But I've sensed that she had a jealousy towards Will. And he was well liked, well respected, and she wasn't. There were probably people that didn't even like her like that. Her work in Hollywood had declined a lot over the years. It could be because they don't feel like she's a good fit. Maybe she turns down certain roles. Maybe, I thought she did a good job in the movie Collateral back in 2004. I thought she did a good job, and I actually liked that movie. But it just seemed like ever since then, like she was in the Matrix movies, it just went downhill fast, right? She started doing music, that didn't work. She started doing stuff on TV, that didn't really work out. She's been trying to figure out where she is in Hollywood. Now, Will Smith went through a period of that, right? Where he wasn't considered the top box office main attraction. That went to Dwayne Johnson. And he even talked about it. Will Smith talked about his insecurities at not being the top box office draw anymore. All right, make sure y'all continue to like the stream. So I think he went through a period of trying to figure out who he was in his career, and Jada Pinkett was already there. So she does the Red Table Talk. She starts that with her mother and her daughter. And she needed a way to build that. And she basically used Will Smith, having him on the show, speaking about this entanglement. And ever since then, it has been a decline in Will Smith's prestige and reputation. And I believe that was by design. I believe that was by design. Nobody really has, they made fun of her in 2016 when she talked about boycotting the Oscars. That's where the bad blood with Chris Rock came from. Because he was the main one cracking jokes about her. And she didn't like it. I don't think she's liked him ever since then. So what Will did on that stage was to appease her, because I'm sure they talked about Chris outside of, whatever, right? And they don't like Chris Rock. They don't like Chris Rock. And what Will Smith did was just a culmination of them both not like, but the thing about Will Smith is a professional. Will Smith is a professional. He's going to do his job. He's going to laugh. He's going to, he's going to go along with everything, right? But Jada isn't, because Jada has nothing to lose at this point. She doesn't have a Hollywood career. She doesn't have a reputation to uphold. She doesn't care. Anything going on in her life is going to be written on her Red Table Talk show. But Will Smith has a lot to lose still. He just won he just won his first Oscar. He just won his first Oscar award. And he's still working in Hollywood. He still wants to do movies. He has a lot to lose. Jada Pinkett has nothing to lose. So when she's sitting there rolling her eyes, making Will Smith know that, I don't like what he said. You gonna do something about it? So in that moment, Will Smith did something that I think has damaged him. people can talk about how this was scripted, or, this was a distraction. This is fake. It's a skit. Do you know how much damage this has done to this man? Go look on social media. Now, he still has a lot of people defending him, but there are a lot of people who don't deal with him, ain't gonna be dealing with him no more. And in Hollywood, it is very difficult to come back from any damage to your reputation. Look at Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp has been able to prove that his ex lied on him, and he's still been blackballed from Hollywood. It doesn't take very much to be blackballed from Hollywood. It doesn't take very much. It doesn't take very much to be blackballed from Hollywood. One mistake can ruin your entire career. They were already talking about taking his award back. You know why? Because of the snowflakes on Twitter. The snowflakes on Twitter have been going after the Academy. They still are. But in Will's mind, he did the right thing for a woman that has nothing to lose. So, because of that, she's okay with him doing this. She's okay with him ruining his reputation and prestige to make her feel good. Y'all notice she hasn't said anything because she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Will Smith was forced to make an apology. He didn't want to make no apology. But again, they're talking about taking that award back. It could affect his movie career. If you start seeing him in less and less bigger budget films, or he starts doing more lower tier films, they'll let you know where his trajectory is. But it doesn't take much to get blackballed from Hollywood. It doesn't. And the only people that are applauding this are your typical melanated Twitter heifers. You got Jemele Hill and others. He's defending black women. You even had Jemele Hill trying to connect the female, the melanated female who's trying to be a part of the Supreme Court nominee, right? Who's married to a Caucasian man, but we ain't want to talk about that, to what Will Smith did for his black wife. Why don't that woman's Caucasian husband speak up? He's connected to politicians. Why doesn't he speak up? Why does a black man have to speak up for women like that? Yeah, listen, if people are talking about it's fake, they're just here because they are these lunatic weirdos who think everything is fake. But they pay their bills on time. They still watch TV and movies. They still follow these activists, but they believe everything is fake. If everything is fake, then you shouldn't be online, period. If everything is fake and scripted, you shouldn't be here at all. Why are you on YouTube? I bet you won't tell your the people you pay bills to every month that this is fake. I don't have to pay you. Say that. You won't have a place to live or any, electricity or cable. Tell them that everything is fake. I bet you won't. This guy has lost, and not say lost, he has damaged his reputation beyond repair. And it's not very hard to do. You have two groups of people now. You have the people that strongly support Will Smith, and you got the people that want to cancel Will Smith, all because he wanted to appease his wife, who destroyed his character and made him look weak, talking about she was in an entanglement. I thought nobody was cheating, though. How can you go from nobody's cheating? How can you go from that to it was, we were in an open relationship, or we weren't in an open relationship? Which one is it? That whole August Alsina thing wouldn't have been an issue if both of you would have said, well, the relationship was open. She did what she did. I did what I did, but you didn't say that. Y'all, you know good and well, you and Jada were still together when she got with August. She saw an opportunity to heal him, and she did it. But again, these women can make these dudes believe anything. These females can make you dudes believe anything. They can make you believe that something is going on when it isn't. You know how women get caught cheating, right? And then they will blame you for cheating. They will say, well, you cheated on me first. The whole while they've been cheating on you. They just use what you did that time as an excuse. They probably started cheating before you, but they had to catch you cheating just to justify the things that they do. Again, make sure y'all like the stream. Let's get the likes up too. Will Smith has damaged his career and reputation just to defend a woman that disrespected him, cheated on him, and made a sideshow out of it. Made a sideshow out of it. And you went along with it, and you looked like you didn't even want to be there. Let me tell you something. Hitting Chris Rock does nothing for your marriage. And I'm telling you right now, I would not be surprised if Jada ends up leaving him. Because she's already damaged this guy. Psychologically, career-wise, some of the people that sabotage you the most are the people closest to you. Whether it be your spouse, whether it be your sibling, whether it be, a relative, a friend. You have to watch the people around you. I would not be shocked if she left him. Because again, most women file for divorce anyway. And he's afraid to leave her. I bet Will did want to leave her. And she probably told him, if you leave me, I'm going to put out all the stuff that all the dirt. Because again, Jada doesn't have anything to lose. Jada likes to put out this image that she is just this good, woman. And, she's above certain things. No, she isn't. Because if she was above certain things, she would not have condoned what Will Smith did. But she hasn't said anything. Why is that? She hasn't said anything because she condones this BS. She condones it. And now she's helped not only ruin this guy psychologically, but career-wise. But there are going to be people that are going to say, well, Jane, this is not real. This is made up. They scripted it. Yeah, sure. Y'all believe anything is scripted. That's why a lot of y'all are not successful, because you believe that your life was scripted in a certain way that you couldn't be successful. That's why others will always go past you while you're standing there wondering, did the script write me in to be successful or to do this or that? I mean, that's where we are, man. And I just want y'all to understand that you should never allow a woman, I don't care if she's your wife or not, to sabotage you. If you got to let that heifer go, let her go. Don't let her sabotage you. Don't let her ruin the things that you have built. When you've built a career and life for yourself, you need to protect that by any means. You need to protect that by any means. Hitting Chris Rock does not save that marriage from going down the drain. It doesn't. All you did was prove that everything that people have been saying about you over the last couple of years is true. Because you got to understand, before that red table talk about the entanglement, Will Smith was a very liked person. There's a lot of people didn't have a bad word to say about Will Smith. Will Smith was considered a cool, a good actor, a successful actor, right? Good guy. So nobody was abusing him. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. It didn't start to the August Alsina situation. But again, you made the choice to go on that show. You should have told her, no, I'm not doing that. But again, he wanted to help his wife. He wanted to help her build herself up again. Like, she's a spiritual advisor to people. She can't even spiritually advise herself. Why would I want any advice from somebody that can't spiritually advise themselves? And let me tell you something right now. The narrative is going to shift. Yeah, people are mocking Chris Rock. People are making fun of him. But in the long run, it might be better for Chris Rock. Because Chris Rock is a comedian. And he's going to be able to, he's going to have, when he's on tour, more people are going to want to go see him on his comedy tour, because I think he's going to be doing shows, if he hasn't already, with Kevin Hart. He's going to be doing shows with Kevin Hart. That can be, he can promote it as, I'm going to go in. Because the one thing is that, you know, these comedians have become so like afraid. They're so afraid to say anything that could get people pissed off at them, right? They've been so afraid. But this guy has material. And if I were him, I'd use it. Since Will Smith and his wife don't care, I ain't gonna care. I'll handle it on the comedy stage. That's exactly what he should do. In the long run, it's going to help him. Do you know how much people are going to be willing to pay for his comedy special if he does one? Because I saw on, I believe, Media Takeout, they said that Chris and his team of writers are getting together to do a hour-long special on Will Smith and his wife. I hope that's true. I hope that's true. And put it on Netflix. I hope that's true. And he put it on Netflix, man. You talk about Dave Chappelle comedy special, you know, being buzzworthy. You know, Chris Rock, you know, just unfiltered, going in on Will Smith and his wife. There's probably stuff he knows about Jada Pinkett that we don't know that he could put out there. So I would definitely check that out. They say his ticket sales have almost doubled and the cost of his tickets went up. I could definitely see that. Put that on Netflix. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be big. It might be just as big as anything Dave Chappelle has done. I'm telling you, because people are gonna be anticipating it. People are gonna be what is he gonna say? You know how much money they'll pay for that? I believe they paid him for a comedy special before. So in the long run, he's going to benefit from it. And just imagine him flaming Jada Pinkett Smith. Oh my God. Just imagine Jada Pinkett Smith getting roasted from city to city. Jada Pinkett Smith getting roasted from city to city would be hilarious. It would be hilarious. It would definitely be hilarious, because if there's one person that deserves it, I think Jada Pinkett deserves it, because this all started because of her. Okay, if you can't take a joke, you shouldn't be at no award show, because they're going to make jokes about you at award shows. They're going to make jokes about you. They're going to clown people in the audience. That's what happens, man, at these award shows. Make sure y'all continue to like the stream. Shout out to everybody that's here. All right, let's start taking some phone calls, all right? Let's take some phone calls. Hold on a second. I gotta update this real quick. Don't be on the line too long, people. Let's be logical here, and let's not be on the line too long, okay? But if you have anything you want to say, let it be known. Hold on. And let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about these men up here trying to play Captain Save-A-Ho or save their wife's reputation when she's pretty much ruined her own reputation. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, if you out here ruining your own reputation, I'm not here to save you. I'm not here to save you. That's not what I'm here for. And what's funny is that the same women that are trying to defend her talk the most crap about black men. They talk the most crap about black men. You know what's funny? There's one female in particular, right? And I'm probably gonna make a video about her tomorrow. There's one female, right, that spoke out against Will Smith. They are digging up all types of dirt on her, just destroying her, right? I'll make a video on that tomorrow, man. I'm telling you, man, it's a war out there on social media, man. And if you're a celebrity who now is turning against Will Smith, you better hope you ain't got no dirt, because they are digging it up. Yo, what's going on? Hold up, I can't hear you. Hold on, let me go to the settings real quick. Okay. Let's see. All right.
Yeah, hey, Jay, it's me, your boy Devon, calling straight out of Cali, holding it down.
What's up, man?
All the men out here, yeah. Thanks for, taking my call.
All right.
I had to get in on this topic for obvious reasons, man.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, I won't take too long, but one of the things I really wanted to say was, a lot of this stuff that happened at the Oscars with Will Smith, a lot of it falls on his shoulders. He should have corrected this back in 2020 when the whole thing was happening with Jada Pinkett and August Alsina, but it just seemed like he just still wanted to keep the relationship going to prove that he was once he found out that there was cheating going on, I felt like he went on this path to beg for Jada to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was one of the reasons why he let it build up to the point where he felt like it was cool to slap Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And just on a local level, I'm pretty sure me and you both know guys like that. Guys who, no matter what,
mm-hmm.
no matter what kind of foolishness happens in their relationship,
mm-hmm.
they still gonna put that cape on.
Oh yeah, of course, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we. I didn't see them guys, and those type of guys,
mm-hmm.
they can't be a part of my group out here in Cali, and I'm already knowing they for damn sure can't be out there where you are in South Carolina, because they're gonna mess up the true meaning of a brotherhood. With that type of mindset that they have, because a lot of that is fueled by how good that they've been getting it in the bedroom, but that's still no excuse. That's still no excuse. So, that's really my take on that. We got to stay away from guys like, Will Smith, because, like you said on the title of this live stream, Will Smith is going to lose a lot more than what he was anticipating. I definitely think this is going to have a big impact on his career in Hollywood and, in any other forms of entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, bro. Well, thanks for the call in, man. Appreciate it. All right.
All right, man.
All right. Shout out to him. Yo, what's going on? Yo, what's going on?
Hey, Jada Black. This is the Loving Home.
What's good, Loving Homes? What's up with you?
Nothing much. Long time no talk. But
yeah.
I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. It's just sad because I lost all my respect for Will Smith. I've been lost it ever since Jada started publicly talking about their marriage, and people, all these women talking about, oh, he's standing up for black women, and no, he's not. I'm just like, that's not.
He's standing up for his wife.
Woman.
What he did ain't got nothing to do with black women. It had everything to do with Jada Pinkett.
Exactly. Exactly. And they're talking about he was fake laughing. I'm like, that ain't no fake laughing. I'm like, if he was so-called fake laughing, to me, if he was serious about thinking that joke or whatever was offensive to his wife, he would have never laughed. So I'm just saying to myself, what are y'all talking about? You know? Yeah. And I'm like, it's just very sad that a lot of people think it's a good thing for Will Smith. And I said, to me, after this, people ain't gonna treat him the same, and it's because of freaking Jada.
Yeah,
and
look at all the celebrities speaking out. Look at all the celebrities speaking out against him.
Yeah. And I said, I've been lost. I'm not seeing another Will Smith movie ever. I didn't even see the Serena and Venus thing. I was about to, but when I saw this, when I was minding my business on Instagram, I was like, that's why I don't respect you, Will Smith. You smacking Chris Rock don't prove no manhood, because Jada never loved you. She wanted to be with Tupac. So it's just like, when is he going to get in his flipping head to just split the darn money and go about your freaking business? I don't feel bad for him. I don't even feel bad for her, because people saying that she got alopecia. I'm like, nobody looks at Jada Smith like that to know she has some alopecia, because nobody cares.
Nope.
Okay? It is what it is. But that's all I wanted to say. I love your show, Jada Black, but it's just sad.
All right. Thank you, Love and Hearts. Appreciate it. And thanks for the calling, all right?
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Shout out to her. Oh, shit. Yo, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, man? It's Samurai Will, man.
What's good, Samurai?
Man, this situation is it's really a lot of layers to this, but I think overall, like, I think we got to understand that, like, it was already bad blood between, Chris Rock and the Smith family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back from 2016. And what people don't understand is, no matter throughout all the BS that, Will has been going through with Jada, that's still his wife. He got emotions and time tied into that woman. So, you know what I'm saying?
Let me address something real quick. There's somebody in the chat room saying that he didn't lose anything. I don't care if he had $2 billion. These guys want to work in Hollywood. They want to win awards. They want to seem important. That's what they care about, more than the money. That's why you have Sean Penn over there in Ukraine, because he wants to seem important. That's what it's about. It's the prestige of being an actor. You think about the money. He's thinking about his prestige, and that's what he is losing. But go ahead, man.
Yeah, so I think like you just said before, it's not about black women. It's about this dude is emotionally tied to this woman. He thinks he stood up for his wife. Do we all agree? No, but it ain't really our business. But man, this situation is messy, and I think the reason why you see a lot of white men talking about this is because they're scared. They see that, okay, we just can't talk a bunch of mess without, we might get confronted, and they want to put a stop to that, because they see that, if you step over the, certain boundaries, you might get confronted. So that's why you see all these white males stepping up, because they're really terrified right now. Yeah. So I just wanted to point that out too. But great show, man. Keep it up.
All right, Samurai. Thanks for the call in, man. All right. Let's see. Yo, what's going on?
What's going on, Jay?
Yo, what's up, man?
What people don't realize is these dudes in Hollywood been acting funny recently. It started with Kanye West, with the whole D.L. Hughley and Trevor Noah situation. Like, D.L. Hughley called him a stalker on a white platform. Trevor Noah on the national platform compared him to his stepdad that tried to murder his mother, right? And all I seen Kanye do online was make fun of the boyfriend, and the only thing he was talking about was Kim was dealing with custody issues, like not getting the address to the birthday party and all that. And I was like, I thought they were both suckers for doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never go on a national platform and diss another brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm definitely, listen, none of these guys can get me mad to, listen, if I'm going to smack you, I'm going to smack you backstage. I'm not going to smack you on stage. That's you looking for that. Look at me and look at what I did. Like, they don't even know how to check each other anymore. Right. And these are grown men in their 50s. You know what I'm saying? At least one of them, like both of them, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know how to check people on situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a better way to do things. Getting emotional and hopping on stage ain't the way. I don't care what nobody say.
Will Will Smith didn't even have to do that. All he could have did was sat there when Chris Rock made the joke and just said, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth.
Yeah, he could have said it while he was sitting down. He had to hop on stage. He could have yelled while he was sitting down. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Chris Rock would have moved on. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And, like, he screwed himself up. Like, because them big box office dudes don't be winning Oscars like that. Mm. Like the Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel probably going to never win no best actor Oscar. Neither is The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Arnold Schwarzenegger never won that. That was big. That's his first Oscar. And all people ever going to remember is him slashing Chris Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad thing is they both legends or whatever. And it's just sad, bro. Like, Will Smith, he definitely tarnished his legacy, you know?
Yeah, look at what they're trashing this guy. They want him in jail. They talking about taking his award away. They want to cancel him. Like, yeah.
And he tarnished Chris Rock's legacy, too. But Chris Rock don't want to be the comedian that got bitch slapped on stage, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. And other comedians are now afraid people are gonna hop on stage and hit them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just a whole mess. And like, what they said, Denzel told him when you at your biggest moments, the devil. That's when the devil calls for you.
Mm-hmm. Which is weird because isn't Will Smith a Scientologist? I didn't know Scientologists believe in Jesus.
The devil Will Smith guy is sitting right next to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's become beyond toxic, you know what I'm saying? I stopped respecting Will Smith after, like, the August Alsina thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I started seeing him as, like, a beta man. You know, now I see him as a complete simp.
Mm.
Like, there was nothing cool about what he did. And I didn't watch the Richard movie either. I started watching his movies after the August Alsina thing. I just can't see him as like a man. The action hero Will Smith is dead to me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I can't even like buy it no more. So, like, yeah, I'm gonna keep this call short, man. Appreciate your time, brother.
All right, man. Thanks for the call in, man. What's good, Wanda? Shout out to everybody that's here. Let's see what's this. Yo, you live. What's up?
Yo, Jay, what's good, bro?
Not much, man. What's up with you?
What's good, my bro?
Not much. Been a while. What's up?
Man, just trying to, keep it going, you know what I'm saying? Architecting things in my life, rebuilding, becoming the best person I could be, the best man of myself, the best version of myself.
All right. That's good.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I was just like, I have to have a break, because I had went back to the oil field and, that's where the money at.
Okay.
I follow the money.
Making moves,
and,
okay.
Yeah, and I came across this, man, and it's like, yo, I seen this, you doing a live. It's a perfect live right here, man. I mean, and it's just like some real drama, some real BS what's going on, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Will Smith, man. Like, I'm highly disappointed in Will, man. Like, on everything. I'm, like, super disappointed in Will.
But there's one person that isn't, and it doesn't seem to be his wife.
You know what? And the sad part is, Jay, like, I wonder if the roles were reversed, the shoe was on the other foot. Would she do if somebody was talking about Will like that, dogging him out at the same thing, and would she turn around and do the same thing?
That's interesting.
And that, yeah. And that's the sad part about it, because the thing is, man, you know what I'm saying? This is a sad day because, like she got Will totally discombobulated. Like, she got him messed up in the head, like, real. Like, Will need therapy, bro. Dead ass. Like, Will need therapy because Jada messed him up. You know what I'm saying? Because, just think about how many men. Let's put Will and Jada to the side. Let's put her ideology on other women, on how they set men up to hurt other men. Mm-hmm. To take other men out. You know what I'm saying? Like really, she jeopardized the man Oscar. I mean, they talking about taking his Oscar over.
Yep. That's why he apologized.
And yeah, he apologized and everything because, you know what I'm saying, because of the simple fact that, you know what I'm saying, what he has to lose, you know what I'm saying, and he putting it all on the line for Jada. Like, come on, man, like for real, you gonna she making that man self-sacrifice his own self. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His own livelihood for her emotional roller coaster that over a joke she didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? And it's just sad, man. Like for real, man. Like for real. Like, you got a lot of brothers out here. I mean, they were like literally they killing other black men behind a female.
What a woman says.
Not liking. Yeah. All over. You got it, man. And it just and it really hurts, man. And this really exposed and shine a light on how the power of a woman, you know, being emasculated by a woman. He got she emasculated that man so much where he's so thirsty to try to prove himself. Yeah. And if he using that to her will. And you know what I'm saying? And man, all I know is that, man, Jay, I mean, we need to have a moment of silence for Will Smith manhood and his masculinity. I mean, what is it, Jay?
I just think that he did what he wanted to do to appease a woman that, you know, it's not really going to make much of a difference. Same outcome. But you got some people that are going to defend it because they're looking at the money aspect because they've never seen money in their life. So you can be like, oh, well, he has a lot of money. So, you know, it doesn't change much.
It's not about that, man. I mean, first of all, the person should have smacked was August Alsina. That's who the person should have smacked. You know what I'm saying? And all the dude and all the other men.
Because he was in your house. And then he made a song about it. And then he posts about wanting your wife, man.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole nother level of disrespect, man. But to these guys, it ain't disrespect, I guess, you know.
Yeah, that's the man who he should have smacked. Like he should have took his head off. Like, for real, he should have smacked him like 3 times as hard as he smacked Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? For the simple fact that, like, that man came in your home manipulated you. You know what I'm saying? And then your wife got the audacity to play on that, talking about he made me feel like some man made me feel like, come on. I ain't had that feeling in a long time. I'm like, for real, dog? Like, for real, dog? Like, you gonna do this, man? Like, not in my household. And, you know, I mean, and it just makes me wonder, did Will Smith did he have a father? Was his father, if he had one, was his father a simp? I mean, did he come from a single mother home? Like, all this coming ties to his upbringing. And it really hurts, man, because that's why, you know what I'm saying, men, we have to be masculine and show that masculinity to our sons and to other kids if you're around. Show that to kids because masculinity is being under attack. Like, you know, and it just, man, it really hurts, Jay. It really hurts, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I understand you standing up for your wife and all like that. And I mean, but sometimes it makes me wonder, is it a win-win situation? Is it a win-lose situation? What if he wouldn't have stood up and he said nothing? What would have happened? What would be the outcome then? Would we praise Will as a hero? As like, yo, she get what she deserved? Which one you think, Jay?
What do you mean about, like, what are you asking me?
Yeah. What I'm asking you is, if Will wouldn't have stood up wouldn't have smacked Chris Rock, wouldn't have done nothing, he just kept laughing along with the jokes, what would have said about Will Smith?
If he hadn't stood up for her? Or you were saying if he hadn't smacked him?
If he hadn't smacked him and did nothing, if he just kept laughing along,
nobody would be saying anything because it wouldn't have been an issue. He didn't have to do it. He did. Right. He chose to do it, you know?
Right. My point exactly. Well, I tell you what, Jay, I don't want to hold you up. I'm about to hit you with this little donation or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You're having a great show, man. And you know what I'm saying, Jay? Yo, keep doing your 1-2, man. I've been real busy. I ain't been able to catch you or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, stay positive, red pill up. And you know what I'm saying? Yo, stop the beta, stop the simping, and you know, and keep defending masculinity. You know what I'm saying? If a woman don't put you first, you know what I'm saying? There's no need to be with her. And that's just simple and plain.
I agree with that.
You
all
know
right,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Well, thanks for the call in, though. Appreciate it. All right.
All right, Jay. You keep your head up, Jay Brew.
All right. All right, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, man. Shout out to you, man. All right. Yeah, make sure y'all continue to like the stream. Let's see. Yo, you live with Jada Black. What's going on?
Hi, Jay. It's Daisy.
What's good, Daisy?
Hi. I just wanted to comment on this whole situation. Yeah, I think it's so hypocritical and ridiculous that, well, in this case, black celebrities, but I guess I could talk
Jay
more
will
broadly
needs peace.
to all
He needs to leave
celebrities.
Jada because he's becoming self-destructive like Cain. I'm calling it. He Jada are gonna split in 3, maybe 5 years.
As long as they're being
Jada got him in the
couple
sunken
goals
place.
and the ideal for black love, then they're all smiles and they're happy all the time. But when they put their own farce of a marriage on display, then they want to have an attitude when somebody has something to say about it, when they're the one that aired their own dirty laundry. Like, it seems like Will's going through a mental breakdown because he can't adjust the whole new cuck identification that he's been given. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that has
wear that title right.
Yeah, I think because they made jokes about his open marriage, quote unquote, early in the show, and he had to eat that. And then when Chris Rock said what he said, I think, and then he saw the expression on Jada Pinkett's face. He said, you know, okay, I gotta stand up for myself, or I stand up for my wife, and he went and reacted in a very emotional manner.
Yeah, I think what happened with Laverne Cox when she asked if Jada was gonna have any more entanglements, really caught them by surprise and really infuriated them because it made them look kind of stupid. So I feel like they had a discussion that the next time somebody disrespected them like that, they wouldn't be caught in so much shock. So I feel like that's probably part of the reason why Will acted the way that he has. But also, too, I'd like to touch on the
protect
fact
Jay
that,
at all cost.
Salute, man.
Will has always wanted to have the same sort of respect and adulation as Tupac. And so I feel like that's his whole infatuation with Jada from the beginning. But, like, obviously, I'm from California, I'm from LA. I'm a huge Tupac fan. Like, their relationship seems very, like, he wrote her some poetry and stuff like that. It doesn't seem like it was, like, a set-in-stone relationship or something. Like, when you think of Tupac, you don't necessarily think of Jada. But when you think of Jada, you think of Tupac.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why Will's trying to, like, get back some edge and try to act kind of like if he's in the same category as Tupac. And I think that's ridiculous. Yeah. And my final point is, also to tie this into LeBron James.
Yeah.
LeBron James is another one who likes to talk about black love and ladies, do your Savannah like this and like that. When I know the bunnies that he's fucking, like I used to go to high school with them, like the ones that you covered in videos, and I know it's true.
You got insider information.
I got insider information, yes.
Oh,
so
man.
It makes me feel to see
you gotta let me know some of this because his stands believe any and everything that he says publicly. And they don't understand. He loves white women too. I mean, I don't know why that's being debated, but he loves white women. I mean, he's married to a black woman, but he loves white women on the side. And
that's okay. That's okay. Like, he's allowed to like white girls. My problem is, why are you trying to portray some image of the perfect black couple? And it's crazy how the media covers for him. So it's just all around crazy. And not to drag LeBron into this, but it's just like, I feel like there's a similarity between him and Will and Jada as long as they're getting adulated, they have no problem. But as soon as somebody says something like, oh, you like to fuck bunnies, or, oh, she likes to fuck other niggas, like, then it's a problem. And I find that so hypocritical. Also, I think Will's going through a mental breakdown. Ever since he talked about how he really considered killing his dad, and how when he gave the police report call, it would be Oscar worthy because he really is in command of his emotions and all that. I found that to be very bizarre and weird to admit, even if he was thinking it. And I feel like he's just been saying things to distract from what's going on with Jada. And just in the whole Oscar ceremony, he went from crying to laughing to fighting. Like, what an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, thank you, Jay, so much.
All right, Daisy. Thanks for the call in. All right.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye. Shout out to Daisy. Daisy got that insider info on these bunnies that LeBron out here with. As a matter of fact, I plan on doing a video about one of his alleged ex-side chicks. She's trying to expose this NBA player for putting hands on her. Blah, blah, blah. Shout out to 2 Block. Appreciate that cash out, man. And shout out to the other super chatters. We had Sonny. He said, protect Jay at all costs. A 2-5 kid. Appreciate it. Yo, what's up?
What's up, Jay, man? Another great stream. I'm loving the commentary on it.
Thank you, man.
I got a quote corrupt on this, man. I know you remember that song Housewife. I know you found you a hoe you like, but you can't make a hoe a housewife. You know what I mean? Like, this is what's going to happen to any man that tries to turn a hoe into a housewife. See, I don't feel sorry for Will. Because Will is in the entertainment business, and people talk, and I'm pretty sure that he knew that she was a hoe. And him being a nice guy he is, he looked at her and was just like, you know what? I can change her. And you can't change a woman that doesn't, or anybody that doesn't want to change themselves. And that's why he's going through all this BS right now, because he's trying to. He just needs to understand that Jada settled for him. See, Jada likes guys like Tupac, Easy, those gangster type of dudes or guys that try to act that role. That those are the type of guys that she likes. And she settled for Will because none of those other guys I just named were going to wife up Jada. They were just going to smash her and leave her where she's at.
Well,
because
she basically has admitted that in a way, in her own way, she's kind of admitted that, She had to win her over, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, he had to win over a whore, which is crazy, but she never loved him. She never really cared about him. And she just likes the security. That's it. Like, dudes need to understand that, like, most of these women out here, they're probably just marrying you for your security. That's it. When that goes away, she'll be gone too. But the only reason why she hasn't filed for divorce, because nobody wants Jada. No, like, all this other thing, those young guys, yeah, she could probably find some young guys to smash, but none of those young guys are going to wipe her up and really be with her. Nobody wants a woman that's ran through like that, that's Asian, and if they want to have kids, they can't have kids with her. So it's just two miserable people in a bad situation, and it's really sad to see Will doing all this, and she still doesn't respect you. And that's the thing. And another thing I want to point out too, black men have been raised to raise hands and to put hands on and to scold other black men, but they don't ever have that same energy for black women. Now, I'm not saying that he should hit a woman. No man should ever put hands on a woman, but you should get her in line just as fast as you try to get another black man in line. You ever notice that? Like, black men tend to do that. They'll take all types of abuse from their mama, their grandmama, their female supervisor, everybody. But as soon as a black man slices them
we have become our own worst bitter enemies, because I guess they feel like I guess they feel like there's gonna be no pushback for hating each other. But if they were to put that energy towards other races of men or anybody else, then they feel like there will be pushback and there'll be consequences. There's gonna be consequences regardless,
Exactly, man. I don't know why, we as black men, we don't carry that same energy for the white man, the white woman, the black woman, everybody else. But, You know, our own kind, we beat up each other, we kill each other, and do all this other stuff, even over the smallest things, like stepping on my shoe or something like that. You know, and it's just insane to me. And Will, if he really cares about his mental health, he would divorce Jada and stay far away from her. He would be so much more happier. But, you know, he's a blue pill simp, so he's going to try to make this work, and he's going to continue to keep failing. And it's just like the last caller said, you know, I don't think Will had a father in his life or a male figure in his life, because any guy with a male figure in his life or a father doesn't act like this at all. And he's just looking bad out here. This is the biggest night of your career. We're not even talking about you winning the awards. We're talking about this. And another thing he said too that I got to point out. He said love makes you do crazy things. That's why I don't ever want to be in love, because I'm gonna say this: being in love is idolatry. When you're in love with something, you put it on a pedestal. You're not supposed to put anything on a pedestal except for Jesus Christ. And that's what's wrong with these dudes out here. They put their woman on a pedestal, and then they just get so distraught when she does something out of the way, because they put her on a pedestal, and they just give away all their self-respect for her. And it's just sad, man. And I hope, you know, the young dudes out here watching this, man, don't be like Will. All right, do not be like Will. J. Cole needs to never perform that song ever again. I don't ever want to hear nobody say anything about Will and Jay Love ever again. But yeah, man, I'm gonna keep it short, man. I appreciate you letting me call, man.
All right, man.
Jada and Sam Castle at Best
Appreciate
Look
it, man. Shout out to you for the call in, man. Shout out to Jamie St. Patrick. Yeah, I wouldn't want that Will and Jada love right about now. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody here. Make sure y'all like the stream. What's good, Logic? Sphere, I see you. Yeah, we not looking for that Will and Jada love right now or ever. Maybe there used to be love there, but it ain't there. I told y'all to go look at their pictures from like the late 90s, early 2000s, and then look at it from like the last 4 years. I mean, she looked miserable. He's smiling from ear to ear. She looks miserable. She looks miserable, man. But now, because, you know, Will Smith is sort of dumbed himself down to her level, now she feels good. You know, she's smiling. She's having more fun, you know, because she feels like, you know, hey, I'm not with Mr. Perfect anymore. But I thought women want Mr. Perfect. I guess not. I guess they don't want Mr. Perfect. They want Mr. Insecure, you know. They want Mr., you know, always upset, always trying to defend. Listen, you don't have to defend a good woman. You know, when have we ever in life had to defend a good woman? If we have to defend a woman, it's probably because she's fucked up so much. And we have to clean up her mess. And too many men are trying to clean up their wives or girlfriends' mess. Some of you chicks, yeah, the call number, I still got the call in going on. Some people are just their own worst enemy. You know? And if you called in and you didn't get an answer, it's probably because other people are on the line. Yo, what's going on?
How you doing, Jay? Good evening.
Good evening, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short and quick.
Okay.
What disgusted me most about that slap was the fact that not only did he hit a man that is supposed to be his friend, hit another black man who, you know, a guy who I wouldn't call somebody who would openly fight back. You know, Chris Rock established.
Oh, that's very true. That's very true. Even though Will is he's 6'2", probably a good 220, 230. You know, but yeah.
Chris Rock's above 40. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. He showed, and you've mentioned it before. He showed that guys like Will are prey for females like Jada. That slap wasn't just for Chris Rock. That's how Jada feels about black men like Will Smith. She thinks that black men like Will Smith and a lot of females a lot of females like Jada, these fake bougie hood chicks, they have this thing where they see guys like Will as tools. They use guys like Will to beat up on the guys who they feel as though are weak. And not even just that. To Jada, Will is just a tool. I hate to say it, but to her, a real man is like Tupac or like August. But the thing is, no matter how successful Will is.
Yeah, let me say this real quick. I don't even think Tupac would hop on stage and smack somebody.
You're right. He doesn't have to, because the thing is, he doesn't have to. Will was trying to establish a sort of pseudo masculinity, and what he was trying to do is, after all these years of getting teased about not being like Tupac, about not being tough like Pac or like August, in his mind, he thought he was trying to show Jada that I can be kind of gangster like Pac. But with guys like Will, they need to understand you'll always be as people like Jada. You'll always be square. You'll always be a guy who is just second fiddle to guys like Jada. And what I want to tell young black men is that, you'll never please females like Jada. You'll never please them, and it's not your job to try to act gangster for her. But you know what, Jay, I'm going to leave the chat with this, man. What I think your channel is doing, there's going to be a guy like Will who watches your chat, and what they're going to do is they're going to realize that just because you got money and status don't mean that, leave females like Jada alone, because no matter of money or status is going to prove yourself to them. You know what I'm saying? But, Jay, once again, another great live stream.
Thanks, man.
I can't thank you enough for what you're doing, man. And the rest of the chat, God bless all y'all.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the call. It's a good call, man.
No problem.
All right, man. Shout out to Mr. SF Black. Yes, George Clooney did see. I saw an article where he did say that. Yo, what's going on?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Is this Jay?
Yeah, what's Jada Black, man? What's good with you?
It's Jay Lock. It's Jay Lock from Chicago.
All right.
Yeah, so I wanted to say this, man. We all know for Fresh Prince, we've been watching Will Smith for years. That's 90 kids, even 80 people from the 80s. Know that Will is not about that life, man. Shannon Sharp, Ricky Smiley, and other comedians said they will whoop Will Smith's ass.
I seen that. Yeah.
If that was them. Because guess what? Because I'm gonna tell you this, man. All that anger frustration was really he needed to take that out on Jada. And what was that? And what was that energy? Was that when August Alsina was doing that diss record and stuff?
Yeah, talking about how much he loved his wife.
And it was embarrassing though, right? Not only I'm not trying to catch me out, hit me out. I'm not trying to have white acceptance, white approval. But you just smacked this man in front of not only just the Oscars, in front of all white people. You smacked them across the whole international world. Yeah, it was live streaming. Australia, Japan. Come on, dude. Come on. You just not the stereotype of as an angry black man.
Yeah.
That attacked another black man. You have to keep frustration on the black man. On top of that. And for all the white people crowd, we had enough of that seeing a black brother attacking each other out of frustration, especially over a female. We already had enough of that, man, and especially in media.
Yeah.
How that's gonna look on us now?
Well, it looked bad now because the way they're going after him. I mean, was it worth it?
Niggas in suits. There's niggas in suits attacking each other.
That's crazy.
Excuse my language. Sorry. Go ahead. I'll cut you off.
No, you good, man. You good.
But the thing is, man, it's just that it just baffles me. It's just like, dude, man, you was not about that life. If that was The Rock and Michael J. White from, the martial arts, you wouldn't dare to step up there and try to swing up there, man.
Yeah, they would have swung on him for real. Yeah.
And guess what, too? Regina Hardcrack joked about him, about his entanglement.
Yep.
He didn't say anything. The tranny, I'm going to call her he. I don't care what anybody says. That's still he. I believe in biology. The orange new back, she, whatever, Shim, asked him about the take him, he didn't backlash at him.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to go at a comedian that's doing his job?
Right.
That was a corny. That's saying a corny joke. That was saying G.I. Jane.
Yeah.
Oh, don't talk about my wife. The reason why, we all know why. We all seen this in high school. Whoever's the softest person that you're trying to get popular with, you're gonna get cool points with. You're trying to get cool points.
Yeah.
So you're gonna pick the softest target everybody pick on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Will did. That was a bitch move, dude, and Will knows it. You don't get kill points for hitting a comedian that's doing his job. So now, so you know what's gonna happen. So you know this Netflix special is coming up.
Uh-huh.
And this comment stand-up show coming up. He gonna let his ass have it. That's the green one.
That's what that would be.
On the street.
I could see that be the ideal time to go at him, man, because there's a lot of money to be made.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
No, he gonna green like this shit, man. He said, I ain't gonna snitch on you. I ain't gonna press charges on you, because we gonna keep this, a black thing, man. He said, I'm gonna roast you on stage. And Will Smith, because nothing he can do about it. Nothing he can't do about it. Because guess what, man? Because guess what? Comedians do their job as roasters. He's like, I look at comedians as gestures. Nobody can't roast the king but the gesture. That's comedians are like gestures. They tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
What the king gonna do? Off with his head? They can't do that. So Will Smith, I'm disappointed at you, man. I'm disappointed at you, man. You know better what you did. You slapped a black man for another black man's face. On top of that, you assaulted this man, and especially his family. His family was watching. That's one thing you don't do. You don't beat a man up, especially a man up in front of his family, because they might. This was the saying code. They might come back and kill you. For that. That's an old saying, man, and Will knows it, and that's why I said Chris was a soft target, and that was a cowardly. That was very cowardly, and Jada knows it. Jada knows. And then on top of that, that's the last thing I got to say. Jada Smith, if you listen to this, you better shut your mouth, dude. There's dudes out there want to hurt you. You over here wearing dresses and stuff like that. Okay, you did a Karate Kid for a long time.
Yeah, he was celebrating.
Like, you ain't gonna be about that life, partner. You was raised and spoiled too, so I wouldn't advise you to do that chat on the internet, because somebody will find you and get you. You think people don't? But that's all I gotta say, man.
Okay. All right, man. Thanks for the call, man.
You too.
All right. Yeah, Jaden was on the sidelines cheering. Oh, he was cheering up his dad. That's how we do it. Yeah, but I will say this though. Chris Rock isn't a victim, because Chris Rock has ran his mouth and said things. He's one of these political activist actors, comedians, okay? But at the end of the day, there are ways of handling situations. You know what I'm saying? There are ways of handling situations, But yeah, I can almost see people contacting Chris, because people said that his representatives have said he has not apologized to Will Smith about anything, because he doesn't feel like he was in the wrong, and he's probably going to take this opportunity and maximize it the best way he can. But this isn't good for comedians, because comedians might feel like, this is going to embolden people to punch a comedian that they don't like. Because I've seen people bringing up Dave Chappelle's name. Dave Chappelle going to end up whooping one of y'all if y'all try to hop on stage to fight him. I mean, the dude's been putting on muscle. So, I mean, if y'all want to run up and think you're going to smack him, I mean, you can try. What's good, Bronx side? I see you. I want to see one of y'all hop on stage thinking that you're going to slap Dave Chappelle, because I was seeing that on Twitter as well. They talk about how people want to, they should do that to Dave Chappelle. Okay, let's see that. Go fight Joe Rogan. I want to see one of y'all hop on stage to fight Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan does shows. Let me see one of y'all hop on stage to try to fight him. Since y'all want to be tough guys. I just want to know if Chris is going to do a comedy special. Just let me know when he's going to do it, and where to watch it, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be worth it. Because Chris Rock can roast. Chris Rock can get on stage and he can cook, as the young ones would say. He can definitely get out there and get it in. Chris Rock's one of the few comedians that can actually go out there and make the crowd genuinely laugh and not have to resort to antics to make people laugh. Yeah, he didn't do a video because it was forced. People try to say, well, Jay, how are you going to say it was forced? Because he didn't do a video apology. Okay, he did a statement that was probably written by somebody else. That's why. They think comedians going to be strapped. They might have to be. So I bet nobody that's hop on stage and smack Terry Crews. Probably not, but Terry, I don't know. But maybe if you get him pissed off, but yeah, optics, man. People was making a big deal about Chris Rock smiling after he got smacked. I've seen people smile if they get smacked. That's what certain people do. They'll smile when they get smacked. It's just it's like an embarrassment. Yo, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up? It's me, Saliva.
What's good, Saliva?
Not much. Just wanted to talk about this Will Smith, Jay Blackett thing. Of course, you're doing a live stream on it. My thing is this. My opinion on Will Smith has not changed. I still think he's a great actor. Still I think,
Facts, Jay. Dave Chappelle ain't Tyrone Biggums anymore. That man looking like 03. Barry Bonds these days, flush boxing glove.
I'm not saying you should have went on stage and slapped him. I believe there's ways you handle it. But, you don't go slap the dude. You talk to him backstage. Say, listen, my wife didn't really appreciate that particular joke. And, you do it like that. But my opinion on Jada Black will not. I mean, on Will Smith will not change. Dude's a great actor. He's a great guy. He's always an upstanding citizen. Never been in trouble with the law. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's about it. But the thing I also want to say is this: Jada Pinkett did a lot of this to herself. Yeah, she did a lot of this to herself. She did a lot of this to herself. So I got to be fair. She did a lot of this to herself. She has somebody to blame but herself on this thing. And at least she should have came out and said something too.
Yep, he ain't said nothing.
She didn't say nothing. I'm like, yo, just say something. Say, Will, I appreciate what you did for me, but that wasn't the right time to do it. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate what you did for me, but that's because, you got to protect what's yours, man. It's a shame. I hope he doesn't lose movie roles over this. He shouldn't, because it's one mistake. I mean, there's guys who've done worse in Hollywood than this bullcrap. And they still get movie roles. I mean, let's be honest. Even some of these rappers have done worse. And they still rap.
Well,
so, Will Smith, go ahead.
Yeah, but I think the thing is that because Will Smith didn't have any issues with people, he was always, he's had glowing remarks about him, but you still got people who low key have always wanted to distance themselves from him or sort of see him sort of put out there a certain type of way so that they could sort of push him out of the way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's true. You're always gonna have people who don't like you. That's life. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be people that don't like you. There's always gonna be people who don't like me. But the thing about it is, Will Smith was always a renowned citizen, just like Denzel Washington. You never hear nothing about Denzel Washington.
Right.
He doesn't be in the public media eye. He does his movies. Did some of the greatest movies. And you never see him. He's married and everything else.
Yep.
And he's just a perfect guy. And this one little incident right here should not ruin Will Smith. This one incident right here, it should not ruin Will Smith.
It shouldn't.
You know what I'm saying?
But the way it is now with social media, like these companies are afraid of
of course.
Twitter. Like they're afraid of, attaching themselves to people that these weirdos don't like. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing you have to worry about.
The thing about it is that fuck these people on Twitter. So excuse my language. Fuck these people on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You always gonna have. Even Jesus had somebody who don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
Even God has people who don't like him. So I mean, you just gotta do you and keep doing you.
Mm-hmm.
And I see what you're saying with the social media crap and how it is today. But like this man was a perfect role model citizen, and this one blip is gonna hurt him. Now, as far as Chris Rock, I'm glad he didn't do nothing, because had he reacted, it would have been, oh, you got two black men on stage fighting like animals. This is what they do in the hood. This is how it is. If you had white people, they wouldn't be doing this and stuff like that. And I'm tired of seeing the black people's images be tarnished. Or I'm tired of seeing that. It's always, black people do this, and even myself, and I hate to say it, we as black people do a lot of dysfunctional stuff. But I'm glad Chris Rock took the high road to say, and this last year off and say, you know what, I'm not even going to do it. I'm just going to go on a comedy tour and do my thing there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just glad that, I just hope that Will Smith rebounds from this. He should, if people are logical, he should rebound from this, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's basically all I had to say about it, man.
Okay. All right, Salih. Well, thanks for the call in, man. All right.
All right, man.
All right, man. Let me say this. Why are people coming into my chat room telling me that they don't like what's being said, but they are still here? Like, I've set my chat room to subscribers only. So you'd have to subscribe for at least, 5 days to be able to say you don't like the conversation? Is that what I'm getting? You people are sick, man. Ain't got nothing else to do. Ain't got nothing else to do. You just sit around waiting for an opportunity to say something just to see something you disagree with so you can come here and tell me how much you disagree. Weirdos at best. That's what we talking about here. Weirdos at best. You telling me how much you don't like the conversation, but you're not even offering any rebuttals. It's just, I don't like what's being said here. We need to stop talking about this, Jay. Why are we still talking about this? I demand you stop right now. It's like, if you don't get the fuck out of here, you snowflake. Y'all wait all those days just to say that? That's crazy. People love telling me what they don't like what I talk about. There's plenty of people you can go watch. You don't have to keep telling me that you don't like something. You can go watch somebody else. You don't have to watch me. If I'm saying something that hurts your feelings or has you upset, you have that Will Smith anger, then you can go watch somebody else. Because some of you have that Will Smith anger, and you in the chat room, you just gotta say something, and you're not really even offering to the conversation. You just mad about the topic we're talking about. Y'all don't think that makes you look bad? With that Will Smith energy. They got that Will Smith energy. that 25% energy. They don't have it every day or most of the times, but sometimes they have it. Y'all love to tell me what y'all don't like when I'm talking about, man. That's crazy. Like, I posted a video today. They was like, why are we even talking about celebrities? We need to stop talking about celebrities. But here you are telling me what I need to be talking about. Instead of you going and watch the people that talks about things that you want to see. But y'all see them views and you just can't help yourself. You see a comment section full of people, you can't help yourself. All right? You want to go where everybody at. You still want to go where everybody at, right? Listen, even though I disagreed with the actions, I don't want Will Smith to be canceled. I'm making this stream just to speak about how this has damaged his reputation. You don't believe me? Go look at all the articles. Go look at what people are saying on social media. Go listen, go talk to your coworkers. Go talk to them. I don't want him to be canceled. I don't agree with what he did. I don't want his career to be tainted over this because I know why he did it. He did it to appease his wife. No, his wife didn't make him do it, but they've had conversations. He knows how she feels. She's basically left him out to dry. This woman has left him out to dry to get all this criticism and hasn't said anything. She's not even defending him. And he did that to defend her. You see how that works? She keeping herself out of it to keep people from coming in her direction. And he's taking all the hits. Is that right to you? So of course I'm gonna make a stream addressing Jada Pinkett. Why not? Why would I leave her out of discussion? Oh, she's going to be part of this discussion. I saw the video clip when she rolled her eyes when he said that joke. You know? But that's your husband. You haven't said one thing in his defense. But here you got all these people wanting to defend her. That's crazy. No, it's a few of y'all. It just might be the same person on, different pages or whatnot. But I mean, if you do that, you do that. You know, if I'm doing something to help benefit my wife, I would at least expect her to have my back. But if she doesn't have my back, then that just shows me that maybe she didn't agree with what I did, but she's going along with it because, maybe she didn't like Chris Rock. Maybe she wanted him to be slapped. That was a slap from 2016 when he made those jokes. That's why, just like this person here, this female here who said it, he's a grown man, he made his own choice. Okay, so when somebody else clowns Jada, he shouldn't get up and say nothing then. If somebody says a joke about her again, he shouldn't get up and do nothing. That's what I would tell Will Smith. If somebody makes a joke about Jada Pinkett, don't get up and do nothing. Because you're the one that's going to get the blame, and other people are going to want Jada to be as far away from any accountability in this as possible. She should be able to take a joke then. She should be able to take a joke from a comedian now. I don't think he should have said anything or gotten up and done anything. Because Jada Pinkett puts her life out there. She puts her life out there. She talks about her business. Nobody forces her to do it. So when she gets criticism, she should be able to handle it. She's the one who talks about what goes on in her bedroom. We only know about the entanglement because she spoke about it with Will. Those are stuff she put out there. Look at this person. I didn't say she wasn't allowed to dislike it. I'm saying Will Smith shouldn't get up and punch or slap nobody over a joke. Whether she likes or dislikes something means nothing. But if I'm telling you right now, if I was to advise Will, I would tell him, don't get up and try to slap no man over this woman. That's what I would say. If y'all think a man is strong embarrassing himself, that's not strength. That's weakness. Men are logical, not emotional. That's why some of you women don't have a man. You don't know how to pick one. You know why you see women getting involved with men who put their hands on them, who refuse to let them go? Is because they chose an emotional male. Instead of a logical male, you chose an over-emotional, sensitive male. Y'all don't know what a man is. Y'all think a man is supposed to be emotional. I've never seen a quote unquote real nigga that was emotional. Most of the toughest people I knew were very reserved people because all they had to do was smack somebody or beat the brakes off somebody one time for that message to get across. You know what I'm saying? Y'all choosing these emotional, sensitive males. That's what you women are used to. That's why they put their hands on you. Okay? Because you're choosing over emotional, sensitive males that you think are alphas, but they're nothing more than beta males pretending to be tough and alpha. But when a real tough guy walks into the room, they back down. They back down. They back down. Y'all choose these fake wannabe tough guys, but these are nothing more than emotional mama's boys. And y'all think that's what manhood is. That's not what manhood is. If you gotta hop on stage and slap a man, that's not tough. I've never seen that as tough. That's not tough to me. That's not tough. If you had an issue with Chris, you should have talked to him. Period. The only people that are cheerleading this are you these melanated women. They're the only ones that are cheerleading this. And you got some of these males, these no daddy having males that don't know what a man is. You know, those are the only people that are cheerleading this. Shout out to everybody that's here. What's good, Ed? I see you. That's why you got some of these males that are able to build an entire cult around themselves, and women are attracted to that. They're attracted to that energy of these weirdo males, you know, because they think that's what an alpha male is, that screams and curses out women. That's an alpha male. Okay. Yeah. I hate to see what he does when he runs into August Alsina. Let's say he runs into him. And you know what I'm saying? Let's see if he runs into him. He has that same energy. That guy has done way worse than what Chris Rock did. I mean, way worse. You know. But of course, people are not going to see that. Like, you know, they're not going to look at that and just, you know. I just want you women to understand what a real man is. A real man is not emotional. Because emotional men are the men who are probably going to end up putting their hands on you. Okay? They're going to ruin your life. You see women losing their life to their emotional boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, because look at what they chose. They chose an emotional beta male who's nothing more than a obsessive, no daddy having male that don't have a logical bone in their body. They may look like a man, but they're not a man mentally. Mentally, they're still an adolescent. Shout out to everybody that's here. I think that's it for the phone calls. I appreciate y'all being here. It was a good show. How long was I live for? Oh, it was good. Good amount of time. I appreciate y'all being here. Shout out to y'all. Go ahead and wrap the stream up. But salute to everybody, the moderators, the channel members, the people that support me on Patreon, the people that support the podcast that's on my platform, which is my website. All my podcasts are going to be on my website, which is my platform that I pay for, that I've had for years. I haven't really utilized it over the last, I would say, 2 years or so. But I am utilizing it, put my podcast on, because see, I can do things like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, people would say, when you're on YouTube all day. No. Wrong guy. I appreciate y'all being here. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, people. The links are in the description. Steven said I was on 97 minutes. Ain't that something? Well, that's right there. I'm trying to work on new podcasts. I'm thinking about having like a guest for every podcast episode. You know what I'm saying? Having like a guest. And I will be putting the podcast clips on the Basic Social Politics channel with Jada Black, of course. That's where the clips will be. But yeah, man, listen, gentlemen, do not listen to these heifers. Do not be emotional. Do not be sensitive. Okay? If you have to slap another man because he said a joke about your wife, then you shouldn't be with that woman, because that woman is the one who can't take a joke. Okay? You can take a joke, but she can't. But life is about jokes, and if you are a public figure, people gonna make jokes about you. People gonna make jokes about you. But like I said, I appreciate y'all being here. You've been a wonderful audience. Been a wonderful audience, man. I'm very appreciative to everybody here. All right. Yeah, follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check out the video I posted today. Antonio Brown putting out this particular female. You know what I'm saying? He exposing her. I think we need to see more of that. We need more of these men exposing these women, because we have all the secrets. Like, we know all you female secrets. We know who the cheaters are. We know who are the liars and the deceiver. We know everything, and we just hold back. We hold back so much, but y'all get on here and you try to destroy us. Ain't that a bitch? Y'all try to destroy the same men you out cheating with. That you having threesomes with. You know what I'm saying? You one way with your husband, but you a whole nother way with Daquan and them. You know what I'm saying? You a whole nother way, you know what I'm saying? Y'all living a whole nother life out here in these streets. And we know all of the secrets, but we don't say nothing. We don't say nothing. We just let y'all run your mouths and talk all this shit. But we know the truth. We know who you really are. Okay? And we need more men putting these heifers on blast. They want to extort us. They want to try to ruin our lives. Man, put them on blast, shit. And they can't say we lying if we got proof. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody that's here. I'll see y'all next one. Y'all take care.